Good evening. Good evening.
What up? What up? What up?
How's everybody doing?
The voice of reason is reasonable.
Oh, you a lot of
Here
things.
we go.
You a lot of things. You know,
Man, I hate you. It's real.
if reasonable is what we're going with this week, then we're going with reasonable this week.
If reasonable was a person, it wouldn't be anybody on this show.
I guess.
Yeah. Good to see y'all faces, man. It's funny because since I was out of town last week, I still felt like I missed y'all, even though I was with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird kind of.
That's because you were drunk.
You were drunk.
You were drunk, though. I do agree with that.
You
were very drunk.
You know what, Mel? That is fair. That is fair. I was drunk that whole stretch of days.
You were so drunk, people wanted to do perverse things after watching the show.
Really? How did I miss that?
Roger got some mail about it.
I didn't want to miss that.
I got inboxes.
Well, you always get inboxes.
You always get inboxes. What else you do?
Right.
You're the inbox king, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what they say.
Robert, what happened to ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that Robert had on a muscle shirt in the green room. I don't know what happened to the muscle shirt.
What happened?
I thought I would change it up for you guys. I know. I didn't want to affect the listeners. I mean,
we see you guys. Everyone that's watching, please do us a favor, as we ask you every week, to share the show to your Facebook page. And we'll probably remind you 30 minutes or so into the show to share it again so that we can continue to increase our viewership. We do want to say that we want you guys to come hang out with us on August 21st and 22nd as we will be down at the Black Women's Expo, hanging out, meeting people, broadcasting the show from there. Glenn has something about that he'd like to say. You do that while I make it cool in my spot. You do.
Yeah, I posted something earlier on Seekers from the Cave, the popular companion show to Live from the Cave, posted on NDTV every Thursday.
Oh, I was shooting. I missed that.
Uh-huh.
You didn't miss anything.
That's all you have to say.
I have a list of demands, and I'm not coming to the Black Expo unless those demands are met by our executive producers. So I've listed the demands. They know what they are. We've talked about it in private meetings. So if y'all want to see me, I better get those demands met. Roger, Keisha, get on it.
Yeah, so now we're actively looking for replacements for Glenn. So if you know anybody, any bum on the street,
you can't replace me, Shawn.
To replace Glenn.
Hey, Glenn, I don't know if you have your something going on with your background or something, or if you had a green screen for something else, but you look very pixelated,
weird,
moving around.
You know what? I thought he had on like battery operated glasses or something when I first logged on, because his glasses were like they were glittering colors. He thinks we're teasing him, but we're 100% serious.
No, I know you're serious. That's why I'm like looking to see what I have open to kind of help that.
I mean, it even makes your teeth look funny too. Just thought I'd tell you.
Yeah, we do have a guest this evening, and production team, if you're ready to drop him on in here with us so we can get the show started. Mikal.
Hey.
Whoa.
How are you, brother?
I'm phenomenal. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm so pleased to meet you and have you on the show with the fellas. What I failed to do before we brought you in was introduce the usual suspects. So you have to sit through a brief introduction of the knuckleheads that I get down with every week, and then we're going to let you introduce yourself. Mel is like, I ain't no knucklehead. I don't know who he's talking. Glenn Murray is the CEO of 220 Communications. I see you. 220 Communications. He's an associate producer, executive producer on this show. and our resident and hated Lakers fan. Mel Roberson is our resident thespian, serial entrepreneur, doting dad, and local actor. Robert Hazzard is the lover of life and a small business assist man. He helps small businesses with their digital footprint in corporate America. I am Shawn Mason, your humble host. I do a little singing, I do a little photography, I do a little blogging. Yeah, and that's about it. So, Mikal, make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it Mikal?
There you go. Absolutely.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up on the show. Give me about 30 seconds.
30 seconds is simple. Probably the worst person to introduce myself because I'm a dad, an entrepreneur, and I love life. But I've done a lot of things, and so I came through the show obviously through my good brother Mel. We've been business partners, best of friends, travel compadres. We've been to many countries together, and I am just here because I love just helping people through thought. And but maybe I was invited because I'm funny looking. I don't know. You got to ask Mel.
No, I think I got the whole funny looking thing wrapped up, so you can't steal my job. So that wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be it. Evidently, you have something substantial to offer, and we can't wait to hear it.
Oh, awesome! I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah. Before we get into it, man, anybody got anything on their mind? They want to get off their chest? You want to vent? You want to, hate on my red hat?
I like your hat, Shawn. That's kind of dope.
I like it though.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I'm a Bailey's fan. I wear a lot of Bailey's summertime lids, and I bought this in Sacramento actually too.
Well, since we're talking about haters, it's a little hot in here.
And I'm glad it's pixelated because we can't even really see what that says because of whatever's.
It is not that pixelated. You know what a terrible towel is. Don't play.
It looks pink.
This one is. This was actually a special breast cancer edition that I got straight from the stadium.
Touche. You got
moment of silence for the Bears fans for your season in advance. Just
Wow.
All that cross yourself, whatever y'all do when you have a losing season. Y'all have so many, you probably have a few rituals. So just moment of silence already early as training camp begins. Let's get on with the show, fellas. Let's get on with the show. I'm a
look here. Your team is out here trying to recruit superstars. They can't just win with a solid team. They got to go and recruit.
Oh, that's past it, Shawn. We have recruited superstars. It's done now.
No, you're supposed to develop superstars. That's the easy way out to go and get.
Y'all had a team full of superstars this year, and y'all let Milwaukee take it all. So I don't know what that's all about. Let's get on with the show, Shawn. Come on, first topic, brother.
Oh, Bulls fan.
Hey man, are y'all watching the Olympics, man? I've tuned in to a couple of things. What have you been really watching, Mikal? What's got your attention?
Beats volleyball. Why you even ask that question?
the women's Brazilian team.
I knew I was gonna like you. I
be trying to explain. I'd be like, I'm trying to explain to my girl that like I like volleyball, but men's volleyball it don't move me. It just
and the women's show does move me.
Right. It's just more. They're more athletic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, athletic is that the word? Athletic. Okay.
Yes.
Was it the Nigerian ladies basketball team, or who did the women play in the semifinals? All I can say is 2 or 3 of them women I'd have married without knowing if they could form a correct sentence. I mean, it was some chocolate. The melanin was popping, baby. It was popping.
That's track and field. Track and field's been hot too.
Wait a minute, Robert. Did you change shirts again? You did.
We have to start counting wardrobe changes. And Mikal know the history.
You just not noticing? Thank you. Y'all said something about my green shirt, so I felt some kind of way. So I just
you had your guns out, brother. I wanted you to take us back to the gun show since you had your.
That was your stripper shirt.
Did you all see the guy in the 110 hurdles from Haiti who made all the sexy faces in the camera and then tripped over the very first hurdle? Bro.
No, but I love when that type of stuff happens.
Bro, the camera came to him. He all, looking smooth, making the little smooth faces, throwing up signs and stuff. Savoir-faire's everywhere because they speak French in Haiti. Man, that gun went off. This brother took the first hurdle into the second hurdle. Like, he did not clear it, flipped, and the hurdle rolled with him into the second hurdle, bro.
Was he looking at the camera talking about Schumefeld, Mama?
Horrible.
That's why you don't do that kind of stuff.
Horrible.
That's why you don't do that kind of stuff. Did you see I didn't see it, but I saw the report on it. The hurdles, the both first and second place broke the previous record.
Yeah.
Like, how do you break the previous world record and still lose?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like the first and second place was faster than the previous world record. And the American actually won the gold with that. He broke the record and won, but
no, he came in second. The American came in second.
Oh, that was a white guy, but he wasn't from America.
So you're talking about the 400-meter hurdles. That was a guy from the Netherlands.
Oh, you're right. The black guy was from USA, and he's the one that came in second, still broke the record.
He came in second,
What's so funny to me, man, I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but hurdlers aren't sprinters. So when they get to that open space, it seems like they're lumbering, like whereas
how come hurdlers aren't sprinters? And I was a hurdler.
Well, I'm saying as a purist in terms of a focus, like a sprinter runs very different than a hurdler runs. So when they get to that last 50-yard stretch past the hurdles, they look like just regular dudes running to the grocery store to me. They lumbering, trying to get there.
On the 400, I'll give you that. In the 110 hurdles, I would have to disagree.
Well, in the 110, it happens too fast. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the 100-yard dash.
Remember, who was it? Ronaldo Nehemiah was a hurdler, and he was super fast.
Yeah, Skeets. He tried to play football.
He did for the 49ers. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You ran track, Mel?
I did. Where do you think my daughter gets it from?
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I was.
Yeah, you were her only parent. She had to have gotten everything.
Yeah, I mean, I ran track too in high school, but not in college.
I ran around by the track.
I high jumped. I actually high jumped. I was short, but I could jump.
What? Are you still short, or that was you said
grew
when you were short? Oh, okay.
He finally grew into his head.
The hate continues, Mel. The hate continues.
Finally.
Well,
you looking under the hood of your hat, Shawn, for the notes?
No, I realized that my microphone wasn't on. That was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. My notes are usually in front of me, though.
That was the Secrets from the Cave joke I told about you tonight.
Was it?
Yeah, that you forget the topics. So we were going to pin the notes in the hood of your hat. So all you had to do was look up and you know what we talking about.
Right.
That was actually pretty good, Glenn. That was pretty good. Pretty good.
It's the third most popular show on Indie. So I got number 1, Live from the Cave, number 2, Books and Balls, and number 3, my show. I'm like Drake. I got hits everywhere, all over Indie's charts.
Books from the Cave is not a real show, Glenn. You do understand that, right?
Hey, man, a lot of people
it's satire.
A lot of people
it's your imagination, actually.
You sound like the former president. A lot of people say, "Who is these people?"
Simone Biles is what production is doing us next, ladies and gentlemen. Simone Biles, next topic.
Yeah. So we touched on Simone a little bit last week, and what I've discovered, man, is that core athletes or those that are heavy into athletics, they have a different perspective on that situation than the non-organized athletics person. Like, and Mikal, I see you nodding because you might understand where I'm going with it. But I have gotten a lot more compassion from people that weren't in the field of athletics when you talk about it, and they understand, we are in a whole new space with being sensitive about mental health and that kind of thing. But I've heard athletes, man, even on the local level, like go in, like you know what this is, and this is what you prepare for, and you know what I'm saying? And to the degree that I'm like, man, where is your compassion and your humanity? You know what I'm saying? Like, is the athletics that important to you? So I'll be interested to hear you guys, your take on that, because I feel like athletes are seeing it from because I'm hearing a lot of people say she quit on her team, and all that. And I don't really agree with that perspective, but come on, man.
Number one, the team supported her. So there's that. So if the team doesn't care, why do you? Number two, I bet none of those athletes that are saying that ever had the scoring of their sport changed because of them.
Yeah.
She's at a whole different ball game, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I likened it to was this. You in the starting five, you the number 3 spot on the starting five, right? I got a fly in here, that's why. And there is something going on with you, whether it be mental or physical, that you feel is not going to help the team. It's going to hurt the team. Then you would, as a good teammate, remove yourself because you don't want to hurt the team. And to me, that was all she was doing. She knew that it was in her head, it was a mental game and all that. But at the same time, I really felt like she thought that she was going to hurt her team. And she pulled herself. She don't need no more individual accolades, baby. She got them. You know what I'm saying? So I think her concern was for her team and her ability to help her team. And that was why she, pulled herself. That was my take on it. But Mikal, what did you think about it?
It's interesting because had she been injured and wasn't able to perform, everybody be sympathy and prayers and wishes and whatever else everybody says, peace and whatever. Right. But because she made a decision for herself, mental injury, basically, and she's been through a lot. Folks forget all the stuff she went through with Larry Nassar and everything else. People don't even think about that. She's been dealing with mental things and mental touch for a long time. The other thing that's crazy is people don't realize that as an Olympic athlete, just because you see somebody on the screen, that's not the one day that they're working. She's been working every day for 4 years for this moment. And so it's not as if she hasn't been working towards this moment. She just got to a point where she just said, I can't go anymore. So then we're discounting all the work she did the previous 4 years to this moment as if she failed us the whole time. And she didn't fail us. She did something for herself. So when people weigh in on that kind of stuff, I think it's just because they feel like talking.
Yeah, and but I've heard people take the 4 years and spin it differently. Like, why would you throw away the 4 years of work? And my point is, if she stepped away after 4 years of preparation, then she felt like she needed to step away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like, she went downstairs and rode the bike for 30 minutes and came back up and was like, okay, let's go. She's been doing this and preparing for this. So if she got to that place and felt like, I can't do it, then I trust her.
Yeah.
I 100% trust her. I just think that part of it, man, is indicative of the lack of humanity that has become so common in our country, and I can't blame the orange Cheeto head dude for this, but I do think that it is people like him that were in power that make people feel like that's okay. Even if you don't like him, you know what I'm saying? It makes people feel like that whole lack of compassion, hardcore judgmental, all of that whole thing is okay, because half the country said, a dude like that can run the country. So everybody's comfortable now. You know what I'm saying? Like, being that way. Glenn, what do you think about it, man? Because I want to hug the little sister, and just tell her, hey, we got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was an interview with Mark Henry, who's a world champion weightlifter, Olympic medalist weightlifter, and he talked about the preparation it takes. And he's like, if you're doing something that can cause you harm while you're doing it as an athlete, then you have to sit down. And he's like, think about what she's doing, jumping in the air, jumping up and down, something that could literally injure her. If her mind is not right and prepared to do that, then she literally could be paralyzed.
Yeah, man. And I mean, the little snippets that I saw, you saw her make mistakes she never makes.
Right.
So that lets you know that she wasn't at herself. Dude, she landed off of the mat.
Right.
Like, she doesn't do that.
Right. So his point was, until you're in that place, and if you can compete at that elite level, you have no idea what goes on in your head to prepare
Analysts really annoy me, man, the way, because some of them, I get that you've studied the game, you know, and if you played the game, good for you. But a lot of those guys, they've studied the game, but they've never put on pads, never put on gym shoes, you know, never played in front of the crowd. And they got all this, you know, sugar honey iced tea to say. And it just, it annoys me, man. I hate that they get paid to sit back and TS, you know, about stuff that they really only have an academic understanding of, don't have an emotional, real-time, you know, understanding of. That bugs me, man. But let's move on, man. So meme came through my phone a couple of days ago and said, what's worse, being friend zoned or being rejected? Glenn, I'm watching you. I just want you to know.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, but I see you. And I think that there is really no difference. You know, they're both rejection. But is there a reason to separate them? I think, you know, I think that you might get friend zoned if maybe they're not 100% sure about the rejection. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's a bad time. You know, maybe they have their eyes on somebody else. You know, maybe they think emotionally they're not ready to commit, but they want to kind of keep you close in case they want to pull the trigger, you know. But rejection is just flat out rejection, you know. Do you all see a difference in it or what?
Y'all on mute.
On me. Y'all got real.
Maybe friend zone is just that I see value in our friendship, but I don't want to cross that line into a relationship. Friend zone doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing or it's like rejection. It's, you know, this is the capacity that you can serve in this relationship. You know, I was a corner when I played football. I wasn't a lineman. I didn't have the capacity to play lineman. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have the capacity to be in that particular position in a relationship. So I don't think there's anything wrong with friend zone, you know, if the person is keeping it real.
Well, the actual question was, would you rather be rejected or friend zoned? So
rejection is at least it's definite. Whereas friend zone, you don't really know. It's like
it's a gray area
because then you don't know. Well, then what do I do now? Am I authentic with my feelings, or do I hold them back and just be friend? Because rejection may mean that, hey, you made an attempt, I'm not feeling it, and then that's, to me, friend zone might be worse because rejection, if you feeling somebody, at least you can walk away saying, let me stop that. Whereas friend zone, you might be thinking, oh, they're just trying to get to know me, and then all of a sudden you get 6 months, a year down the line and realize, oh no, this was a softball rejection, and you could have been moved on. So I don't know. You know, friend zones are usually the nice guys. That's the problem. That's, you know, my opinion.
No. I kind of agree with you. Robert, I know you never get rejected or friend zone, but I'd like you to weigh in.
So, you know, thank you for asking. And, you know, I'm thinking about what you just said about if I'm friend zoning, if they're friend zoning me, does that mean I'm still taking them out? I'm spending money on them. We traveling, you know, all that. Because if that's the case, reject me so that I can save money and I don't have to pay for these dinners and trips and all this sort of stuff. Because, you know, unlike some other people, I buy drinks, you know, I do stuff, you know. But
you take them on trips though. If you're in the friend zone, that's a no trip zone. That's like a.
Well, you take a friend's trip though, can't you? Can't you take a friend's trip?
But friends are paying. That means everybody's paying.
That's
for
Dutch.
That's
Dutch.
Yeah, that's Dutch.
You're right. Dutch is Dutch. So we
need to figure that out. I think that's one of the tricky parts of being friend zone is that a lot of times a lady will put you in the friend zone but still want dating energy from you.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't know which one I would rather, because I firmly believe that and I've said this before, Mikal, they've heard me say this, every time we feel the energy with the opposite sex, I don't always think it's romantic. I think because we're carnal beings, we put it in a romantic space, when in actuality, it might just be that you're supposed to be very good friends. You know, I have some of the best female friends, and I would never look at them romantically, and they're beautiful. But our friendship is way too strong and way too significant for me to ever put it at risk. But you know, the woman who still I've had a woman, you know, tell me, you know, you can't date me, you don't make enough money for me, but still want me to go to dinner and pay for dinner and take her out and hang out as friends. You know, so I think that's a component of it that we don't really talk about, and that's the game aspect that women have. Is, you know, they can pull that card, but then still want dating currency from you that benefits them. So sometimes for me, that might mean just reject me, so I won't have to play them games. You know,
reject. Reject me so that.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So rejection to men and women is very different. To men, rejection means maybe. To women, rejection means you hate me, you've turned me down. How could you ever do this to me? And I can't believe you would do this to me. It's very different.
Flattening your tires.
Yeah.
Well, you don't mean maybe for me. I usually take it. Like if you playing that game, I'm not the one to play it with. Because when you say it's a wrap, then you know I'm not gonna wear you down. You know.
Yeah.
It's not the way I do my thing.
But it seems to me like if most guys get friend zoned are good guys. They don't usually friend zone the bad boy. That's the boy they want to sleep with. They friend zone the good boy, and they want the bad boy dogs them. Then they come back, and the friend is going to lick their wounds and all that. Mel don't go anywhere with what I said. Leave it right where I left it.
But the door to the church is open. Would you preach that sermon for me? Go ahead.
The doors. He done opened the doors of the church.
You are preaching. You are
boy, get out my head.
I know you, man.
But that's a real aspect.
Long analogy, my bad.
No, but Mikal, that's a real aspect of it. You know, ladies at times, I can't, you know, there are no universal affirmatives, but I've been exposed to a lot of ladies that are not moved by the good, easy guy. They're just not moved, and they will tell you, "Oh, he's not a challenge," or "He's too easy."
Okay, our producer is drinking again. Jesus.
The friend zone guy will break that back if they let him.
Thank you. We act nice.
Yeah, they just took him out of contention for the back-breaking session. But
we act nice.
Yeah, friend zone guys are perfectly capable of breaking your back if you let them. But them the ones that you give the great auntie kiss at the end of the night.
But a friend zone will break your back, but then he'll massage it.
Look, the bad boy will break your back while his phone is going off. His phone's going on his back breaking session.
Right. So I can't really speak that much on rejection. I'm not familiar, but I mean the friend zone thing is it's an interesting place to be because friend zone could actually mean holding zone because women, y'all are slick. Okay, I'm talking about you now. Fight me if you want to, but you know it's true. Because you will put.
Man, we ain't been kicked out of no rooms in a long time. We've been doing.
It's time. I know, and it's time. You will put a man. You call it a friend zone. It's called a holding cell. That's what you put them in. And what happens when you're in a holding cell? They try to make a decision on where they're gonna put you. If you're gonna be a permanent resident, or if they're gonna let you out. So a lot of times the friend zone is really a holding cell for women. They won't tell you that, but I speak woman, so I know what the friend zone means.
He said he speak woman.
I speak woman.
Well, they put you in the holding cell because they got stuff that they're still giving attention to, and they don't want to lose the.
Well, let's just say another brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't talking about a person, nothing. I'm talking about a whole dude with a whole ding-a-lang. But yeah, so they you know, so they got some stuff they're trying to finish doing. But they see you as valuable enough that they don't want to just dismiss you and let you go and totally lose that possibility in that time window. So they try to put you someplace that you can go back. But understand this, and this I learned too. Most women, and women, you can chime in if you disagree with me. Most women think that once you have expressed your interest in them, they can always come get you. They think they can always come get you.
Nah, bro.
Oh, I ain't saying
no.
No.
What?
No,
Hold it.
no.
Hold it. What do you mean? I don't understand the question.
Meaning that if you holler at Gabrielle Union and piss Glenn off, and Gabrielle Union rejects you, Gabrielle Union goes forward thinking, I can pull Robert anytime I want to. I can go get him anytime. I don't even care who he with. I can go get him anytime I want to.
Yeah, but that's because every woman thinks it's all golden and that Prince is singing every time they come around, and that's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true, but I'm just telling you what I've experienced, that women think that once they know you, like they don't think that you feel them and then move past them. Like, okay, and for me, I'm the kind that you can show me something and I'm done. You can show me something on social media. You can show me something in the way you move around. And my interest for you is gone. I'm like,
after I found out she was with Robert, I was through with Sanaa. She can't be coming back talking about, hey, what you doing, WYD.
Hey, we have 5 women in our viewing audience that say that's not true, Shawn. 5 women in the viewing audience say that's fake news.
That's fine, but they don't date women.
Yeah. And what are they saying no to?
But they're saying no. They don't think that if a guy expresses interest, that they always have access to him.
Oh well, God bless them. And like I said, there's no.
Oh well, they're sweet. Okay, well they're sweet then. But we ain't talking about y'all then.
Right. And
Mikal, like other people at your convention.
Yeah. Right. Because y'all would never do
that. Shawn has found a brother in arms. I can see this now, Mel. Great choice, man. This is your best.
And Mikal, like I said, there's no universal affirmatives, but nobody can ever tell me something ain't real that I've experienced myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, okay, that might not be you, but I didn't say it was you. I didn't say it was every woman. Right. I'm saying that it's a real component in the culture of women.
Well, you started off by saying they friend zone you, but then they want the benefits of the boyfriend. So you're in the friend zone, but call you when they get their feelings hurt. Yeah, okay. Call you when they need somebody to shoulder the crime. Call you when they need to be affirmed. So
everything but that back broken.
Damn, back breaking is the theme of the night, boy.
Right?
Yeah. Somebody else just posted about the back breaking.
They need the tire changed. They call me. You know, I mean, it's raining outside.
That's why I got AAA.
That's why AAA is a wonderful thing. Though.
See, we thinking the same. We on the same page, Glenn. We on the same page.
AAA and extended warranties. If you got a good car, like Infiniti has a hell of a warranty that lasts a long time.
They do,
and they get there quicker than I would.
But you're right.
Let me tell you.
Hey man, while we're in about halfway through the show, man, let's revisit the Black Expo, man. Glenn, why don't you tell the good people about the Black Expo and what's going to be going on and where they can find us? And
you would put that on me when I don't remember.
I put it on you every week.
I know. The Black Expo is August 21st and 22nd. The Live from the Cave show will be live at the Expo. It'll be Shawn, myself, and Robert, and Kennery Smith on Saturday, the 21st, our longtime favorite guest, one of our favorite guests, August 21st, 1 p.m. The 22nd, we will be joined by the so-called voice of reason, Mel Roberson, and the other two cast of characters. Our special announcement, though, our host for the show will be none other than Yanni Brown. So she will be there both days to...
Who's in the room with us right now, actually.
Is she in the room?
Yes, she is. Yeah. And I just have to say,
she's in the room.
When I expressed an opinion that everybody doesn't agree with, somebody just asked what air I was breathing. I'm breathing the same air you breathe. I just see something differently than you see.
Nah, you just got that little funny gas in it they give you at the dentist.
But I also, and I'm not, you are, if you've been watching this show, Mary, you should know I don't clean mine up. I stand firm on mine. But what I will say, and this is not me coming for that person, but I will say that I really think that is one of the greatest disconnects that we have, is the inability to honor someone else's reality. I think that is one of the biggest things that stunt our growth as relationships go. When we hear something that doesn't make us feel good, or if we think, are you awake, Mel?
I'm listening, bro.
You look like you're taking if we hear something that, because let me put it like this. I remember years ago when people used to talk about men that leave babies all over the place and don't take care of their children, but they would always talk about black men. And I would always feel pricked, even though I don't have no children. I ain't never done that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to get to a point where I let them have that reality, because I couldn't change that. Like, they've actually lived that. They've experienced that. I'm not that. I have to be mature enough to say that's not me, but what they experienced was real, and I have to honor that. And so I think that we have a real big disconnect when we hear something that doesn't make us feel good or we don't agree with, and we can't stop and say, but in some circle somewhere, that's a real thing. Even though I've not seen it. Like, I'm 5'7". There are 5'7" guys that can dunk a basketball. I know nothing about that. My knees hurt too bad. But in some place, in some park, there's a 5'7" guy dunking a basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we have I would love to see us get better at understanding each other's reality, and instead of pushing back, start probing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so what was that experience like? Tell me about that. What happened?
Yeah, I think sometimes the way we phrase stuff in the show when we're saying it and just listening to the dialogue, I think the women, well, at least a couple of them, that, because I was looking at the comments at the time you were saying it, sometimes we say stuff as if it's absolute when we're only talking about an experience that we've had or something that takes place. But the way it's said, because we're doing it in conversation and maybe not paying attention to the language, and I've been guilty of this as well, it seems as if we're saying this is what it is, as opposed to this is my experience or this is what happened. And I think at least a couple of the sisters, as it was going on, were just saying, like, no, I don't believe that. No, that's not my thing.
Yeah, I typically say there are no universal affirmatives. That is a very common thing that I say before I share an opinion that I think ain't going to go over well. That's not going to change my opinion on it. But so yeah, and that's not to take a shot at them, but I think that is representative of a disconnect that we have. You know, when we hear something that doesn't make us feel good, or we think is painting us in a light because we think we're being included in that statement.
Or
do you think
of misunderstanding between women and men, because women always freely voice their opinion.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
and we have to take it. When men say it, it becomes not all women. You're wrong. And to Mel's point, sometimes we just state stuff and it's not all women, but you kind of know. That's kind of implied that it's not talking about you. If it didn't affect you and it isn't you, then there shouldn't have to be an explanation that it's not about you. So,
or if the shoe fits,
unless you feel triggered,
unless you resemble that remark and it like stings, and as Ice Cube once said, if the truth hurts, say ouch.
Mel, if the shoe fits, go buy matching socks.
And just as we're giving our point of view, some women may get offended, but maybe it's because we're saying it because, like Mel said, we've been through something. But maybe there's women that friend zone men because they've been through things. And it's maybe safer to say, I don't want to reject you. I want to friend zone you because I want to figure you out. I want to take time to know you. And I don't want to overcommit before I realize you're the one I'm looking for. So friend zone is not the worst thing. It could be a temporary thing to say, let's slow down. I've already done I just met you and jumped in bed with you. I've already done they maybe have already done that. It ended badly. So it could be the holding pattern may not be bad. It may be a good thing to say, I want to get to know you on this level so I know your mind before we move on. So sometimes we say friend zone and it has a bad connotation, but maybe not necessarily so. Maybe she said, I've been through something and I want to take my time to get to know you. And that's a credit to you because their carnal instinct is not jumping on you. Now they're cerebral and they're trying to get to know you on a heart level. So that might be a compliment to a man to be friend zoned rather than somebody saying, I just want all of you right now.
And there are women that truly date with intention. And if that intention is to be married, they let you know up front. and you take that however you want to take that, but that's the direction you're going to head in, and that's happened to me once. But it's
and check it out. A few people chimed in advocating for me. I appreciate y'all. And they said, and Mikal, this is how careful you have to be. And they said, hit dogs holler.
They said.
And I thought to myself, I agree. But if I say that, then somebody going to say I was calling him a dog. And I.
Sean, we done had so many complaints on you. You still on the show. You good.
These comments. Y'all are hilarious. The more I drink water, you get funnier.
Well, here we go with the break. Okay, Roger. Can you just stay off the break the back? Please? Keisha, can you do something about your fellow executive producer? I need to get some action going here. Jeez. I have to run the show.
All right. So we have a question. We can't answer the question that was I'll answer it. Y'all know I have.
There it is. It's at the bottom of the question.
I'm in.
I'm clutching my pearl.
Who wants to
I'm in.
First?
I'm in.
Let me just say
Why
this,
would they say aloud?
and then everybody can say whatever they want to say. I am not afraid or intimidated by any other thing, toys, anything like that can be brought into bed. I'm a pleaser. So if I can stop at the stove and add a little gusto to what we doing, because that's what she wants, I can stop at the stove. It don't bother me, because all my parts work. So, and, what I'm saying? So anything else would be extra gravy. I don't have those hang-ups. I am an uninhibited person when it comes to that. So yes, I would bring toys. I have toys. It just depends on, what game you want to play.
That part.
Mel, I don't think you need to comment. Neither do I. Our look says it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I don't know, Mikal. Mel looks pretty wholesome. You have to talk to him to find out he's part. He looks wholesome. You got to talk to him to find out he's part.
Only if Mel starts with H.O.
Mel's going to look for his toys.
He's looking for the Kama Sutra book
Right
now. Mel's looking for the Kama Sutra book.
It's right there.
I know what he's looking for.
Hey, this is way too much information, right? But I'm gonna tell this story. My nephew is a filmmaker. And no, Glenn, you got it. My nephew is a filmmaker, and he wanted to shoot his last film at my place. And so, he came by one day when I was away. I left him a key, and he was like, can I come through and scout for my shooting? I need to do this, do that, because the house was supposed to look like somebody had just moved in. And I really didn't know what he was going to do. And when I came back, he had been like in the closet.
The red room?
He had been in the red room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, my nephew is never going to see me the same. Right? No, this is what happened. Actually, I moved the red room stuff. And do you know that fool still went in the room where I put the red room stuff? I said, he is determined to find my little treasure chest of things. I was horrified, man. I was like, oh, God.
So
I don't even know what to do. Yeah.
For the men that might be in the audience, brothers, let me help you out with some
enlighten them.
Some light reading that you may want to pick up. And this is just what's in the office, by the way. Hey, Yanni, how you doing, baby?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the G spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that one.
I know about that one.
Get that one.
Does that come with a map? Because most brothers need a map.
Yep. Get this one though.
They need a map.
They need a map.
Yeah.
Get that one. Somebody said I had the big book. Yes, I do have the big book.
I have the little book because you can take it when you travel.
Yeah, and the companion.
I'm just being real.
And the companion. You gotta have a companion that goes with.
I
got the app.
You go along.
Right. Got the app too.
Audio book for you as well. Those of you that need like live teaching, just play the audio book while you're there in the mix. That's all.
Yeah. Mel has the Kama Sutra app on his phone.
But I'm gonna get my handcuffs right now, but I'm not gonna do that because Mel didn't showed us the books and everything. I think handcuffs are in the books too, right?
Okay, so the BDSM question is probably for next week. So let's not do the BDSM stuff, Robert.
I'll be chatting.
And I can try.
Yeah, because I can talk all night.
With my mouth. I can't.
We just do a whole show on that. Okay. I probably should have kept that to myself.
A map, a coal miner's helmet, and a light. Miriam.
So
light. Oh, that is on the coal miner's helmet, though. You're right.
Wait a minute. A coal miner's.
That's what she said. I'm just reading what she said. I forgot you need a light to, you know.
Raj, you only want the ones without fur for the real masochists.
See this light right here? This helps me see a lot of stuff when it's dark.
If it doubles as a camera.
No, this is a light.
They got a camera.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It looks like a camera. I wouldn't put it past Robert. You don't understand. There's a camera always with Robert, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Hey man, we got about production team. What we got about 10 minutes left. Before we get out of here. Yeah, 10 minutes. Okay. Anybody got anything on their mind, man? Let's just no pun intended. Let's just free ball this last.
I'll be reading while you guys talk.
Some passages.
Mill is studying for
With the reading hour as we start.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wrote chapter 6 of that book, right?
I was gonna say, be careful. I might have written one of them books y'all holding up. Be careful.
That's why when we asked you, had you written before, you was like,
okay,
my name or another name? Which one? That explains a lot, Shawn.
Hey, Yanni said it's 10 minutes left, and who has toys? What we're trying to say is, we get those. That's all we're trying to say, right?
Hey,
what? See, in my opinion, we should get the toys you want. In my opinion, so I shouldn't come to the party with the toy. I'm like, hey,
there should be some questions. There should be some conversation.
Because if I come with a toy, then you're gonna be thinking where that toy come from. I don't feel like dealing with all that. So
they don't want to use that toy.
Right.
Mikal, you're a man after my own heart.
We going together. Let's and we can Amazon this thing. We can get tomorrow.
We can Amazon this thing.
You free go home till tomorrow. We'll have it overnighted.
Like Expo, Mikal might.
Hey, Mikal, some things I know I'm gonna need, so I just buy them in bulk and leave them in the plane.
When Shawn mentions red room, we mean a room that he painted red. That's all we mean.
No, that is not what I mean.
He likes the color red, and he just happened to paint his room that way. You know, that's all we meant by red room. I don't know.
Yes,
you already know I'm not bashful, so don't turn certain corners.
You pull that toy out, you're gonna have to answer questions. Why do you have this?
Depending on who you with. They might be like, oh.
Right. Yeah. They be like, what room at? Let's go.
I'm still waiting on the BDSM show. When we have the BDSM show, I'm still waiting on that.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. You have to know what it means to say you don't know what it means.
Right. This is 50 Shades of Black. Amy.
50 Shades of Blackety black.
Right.
50 Shades vibes.
One of my besties is in the chat, and she said, yeah, that is not what Shawn meant when he said red room. She knows me. Yeah, mine ain't about the color of the walls at all. Ow! Okay.
How many minutes we got for this show? How long we got left?
Yeah, let's talk about Mikal's book, Running with the Finishers.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I got it somewhere. I don't know.
We got 5 minutes, Mikal. Tell us what you're doing and where we can find you and about your book project and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I ain't hard to find. MikalMekki.com. You can just look me up. Simply put, I wrote my book because most people don't finish. They start things, they have great ideas, and they can't get across the finish line. They associate with the wrong people. And, the worst thing you can have in this world is somebody to start something great and not finish. And since we just leaving the topic of toys, women, you know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I'm talking about. But
I thought that's what you were talking about.
I thought that's what he was talking about too for a minute.
Yeah. I was I was starting to feel some kind of way, but I'm with you now.
Right. You got to finish what you start. Don't tease. But yeah, I wrote the book for people that need to finish. And that's the problem. People, I've been coaching people for over 20 years. And it's amazing the amount of people that have great ideas, great concepts, things that can make them so much money, but they never finish what they start. But it's hard to talk about this because now all the women are thinking, yeah, you need to learn to finish. And I get y'all. You mess with the wrong dude. That's another show. So just keep checking in because they're going to talk about that at some point. How to find the right dude.
We need to learn to finish. We need to learn to finish. That's right. I know. We need to learn to finish what we started.
I'm sorry.
My mama is watching.
I don't know what happened to me.
No, she probably turned it off by now. She was like,
no, I'm going to get a call in a minute from a lot of people. My mama going to call me.
Already.
My auntie.
He said my auntie.
But don't finish.
Mel, I got a feeling your DMs might not be dry after tonight.
What's a DM?
Right.
DMs don't stand for dry mail anymore.
Yeah, and don't be shy about it, Mel. When your inbox is full, we want to know now.
Yeah, you pull it out the Kama Sutra book, you didn't start a little fire in the chat room.
Right. They gonna be showing up at Black Women's Expo. Where's Mel?
There's something about the sheepish grin he had on his face that is making me very uncomfortable.
I know. It's one of those like you just have no idea.
Right.
That's what he's saying in his mind. Yeah. Don't get quiet
you know
now.
What
Don't
you
get
did.
now.
Oh, they know what I did.
Does it always go like this?
Line of the night.
It can, Mikal. There's some times it goes off the rails.
I don't want to be blamed like the first and last time I've ever.
No. Only Glenn and me get blamed for anything bad.
Okay.
Pretty much. If
So
Shawn says something, I get blamed for it. If I say something, I get blamed for it. Pretty much that's how it works.
Hey man, you guys have been awesome as always. Mikal, like we told you before, don't leave when we're done. But we're so humbled, man, and appreciative of you taking some time out, man, to spend some time with us. I can already tell you we'll be having you back. You're such a good guest. I hate that it took this long for us to get with you, man. I know you're busy, but hopefully the next time we call on you, man, you can make some time and come hang out with us.
Most definitely. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I'm going to remind you that we will be at the Black Women's Expo on August 21st and 22nd. I think 1 p.m. the 21st, 12 p.m. the 22nd. I think Yanni Brown will be assisting us in some hosting capacities. Will we actually be doing the show, Glenn, from those?
Yeah, we're going to talk relationships and mental health. Both days.
Yeah. So
it'll be like an actual show.
Let's
it'll
just
be 90
verify
minutes of us. Huh?
Verify what, Robert? What
Let's
you
just
need?
verify that. Let's just make sure. I think I've been drinking, so you may have said something different. But it's the 21st and the 22nd that we'll be there. Is that what you said?
Yes, you're gonna show up, right, Robert?
I'm trying to figure out what we're verifying. I don't know what we're verifying since I just said it very clearly. I didn't know what part was confusing.
I don't.
Every week we have one of y'all too drunk to understand.
Yeah.
This time it's Robert.
Yeah,
it was Shawn.
I think I'm a mean drunk though. I'm kind of a mean drunk.
You are a mean drunk, Shawn. I agree. You are.
Yeah, you are.
They thought I was mean.
Can we close the show out, please, and do this in the after room?
Yeah.
Please.
Mikal, don't leave. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with us. As always, we'll catch you right back here next Thursday at 9 on NDTV. It's been live from the cave.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, NDTV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at NDTV.